Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I want to kind of change it up here on this video. Got a lot of things loaded up that are going to be coming to you here soon, but just kind of wanted to get this in there before January gets too far by us. Let's look at this video as kind of our state of the union. We'll call it the state of the farm. There's going to be a lot less doom and gloom. There's no teleprompter and only very minimal stuttering. Where did we focus our efforts last year? We spent a lot of time raising our first batch of pigs and recording a lot of that. We wanted to make sure a lot of our time and energy kind of went into making sure that they were raised properly and healthy, met the weights that we were shooting for, and that the end product was the best that we could do. Second half of that year, or the end of the year, we focused a lot on the hog barn. Everyone has been inundated with that. I think everything went very well. Hopefully someone got some sort of knowledge from that, whether it be the pole barn aspect or the preparing for pigs aspect of it, the plumbing, the carpentry, all that stuff. There's a lot of really good resources there, and if you haven't seen them, I do think you should go back and take a look at them. So let's talk about this year and some of the plans that we have, the goals that we're going to be shooting to accomplish as the year goes on. As y'all know, we're halfway through January, and time is not on your side when it comes to doing this kind of stuff. So number one, I'll go ahead and get this out there. It's a shameless plug. We're currently working on getting a shirt developed. There is going to hopefully be one or two versions. I don't know exactly still who we're going to be putting it up with. Getting them made and getting them sold is something that I'm still trying to work on, but the design process has started, and hopefully you guys will be seeing something on that here very soon. Please buy it. It will be a good way to support us and to support some of the projects that we have going on. So there's another avenue for you there to help us out. Second goal, we're going to be focusing on the perimeter fencing of not just the home site property, but also the 5 acres that we've also purchased that butts up to our home site. Perimeter fencing is going to be something that will allow us to move into more livestock, and in this case particularly a small ruminant. As of right now, we are sitting on either goats or sheep. We've been talking about this for a very long time, but things keep getting shuffled in front of them, and it is really a pain in the ass. I've let it happen. There's no excuses for it. So the way we're going to go about doing it is we're going to break down each section at a time. Whether that run is going to be 600, 700 feet, or if it's going to be 150, 200 feet. So we're going to set aside the time and money that is necessary to build the fence, and we're going to get that section knocked out and then move on to the next one. And we're just going to keep leapfrogging section, section, section. We're going to keep getting it done until the whole perimeter, the continuous, we'll call it 13-ish acres, is fully surrounded. With the perimeter fence, that will give us the ability to cross fence. That will give us the ability to lay out little structures that we can put these small ruminants under. We can figure out water resources. We can figure out pasture improvements that need to be made, or cover crops that need to be planted. All those other things can come after. We can waste as much diesel as possible. We can waste as much time as possible preparing this area to put a small animal on it. But until we have some way to keep them contained and keep them safe from predators and from just walking into the neighbor's land, it's pointless. It is absolutely pointless. So this year we're going to be very hard on getting a secure perimeter fence for a small ruminant, and whichever small ruminant we decide to go with. So third and final goal, this is going to be a little long-winded, so I do apologize. We're going to be taking the 5.3 acres that we had purchased that butts up against the highway behind our house, and we are going to divide that in a way that will allow us to plant pecans. So a pecan orchard, what will that do for our property? Currently, the pines were harvested off of the land before we purchased it. And if anybody knows who works with agriculture exemptions, After you buy a piece of land, your local jurisdiction, your county will come in and they'll look at that land and they'll say, hey, this land had a agriculture tax exemption on it. We need to go verify that that tax exemption is still valid and that there is some sort of agriculture purpose this land is being used for. In our case, by the state of Florida and the county's eyes, there is no agriculture operation going on. And pecans will allow us to take half of that land and put it into a protection area as far as taxes go. You may be thinking, okay, you're going to spend a lot of money, we're going to clear this land, we're going to plant pecans, but you've got all this time you have to wait before the pecans give you any kind of return on your money. You're absolutely right. There's going to be a lot of barriers of entry we're going to have to hurdle to get to a spot to even plant the trees. And then on top of that, we've got 10 years or so before they even start producing anything. So with that, my brother-in-law, we've discussed it over New Year's holiday, around the New Year's holiday. He came down and he gave us some really good insight. You know, I should have thought about it myself, but we're going to think about interplanting Christmas trees. And these would be the Florida Christmas tree variety. They would be pruned and kept up throughout their growth until they get to an age that somebody could come out here and then take them home and take them into their house and use them here in Florida. It would be an experience for someone to come out here, pick a tree, harvest it off of the property, take it home, and then be able to say, hey, we help support a local farm, and that also gives us the ability to market ourselves to those people. You know, we've only got so long we can do that operation, but there is a possibility that we will have a quick turnaround on that investment. And, you know, we're always looking for another challenge. So, you know, there's that. Just logistically, some of the things that we're looking at with these pecans, we've got pine stumps that have already been harvested. We've got, so those are in the ground. Some are rotten, some are still hard as a rock. We've got different hardwoods that are in all different shapes and sizes. Some I can push over with a tractor, some I can't. So now we're talking about a chainsaw, possibly an excavator. We've got different elevations of dirt out there. We've got a lot of dips and we've got a lot of washouts from the ditch that runs alongside the highway. So that might have to be addressed if there's not enough dirt on the land. And most importantly, we've got water. We do have a well that supplies our house, but the distance from our well to where the pecan orchard is going to be is just too great, in my opinion. I don't want to risk overworking our only supply for water in our house to do that. So we've got to kind of work out a plan as to how we're going to do that. It's not impossible. It definitely isn't impossible. It just may take a little bit more work up front to do it. I've got 2 quotes back from 2 different well companies in our area, and they are just absolutely through the roof. It may be totally justified, I don't know. We got a well for the house, but it was all lump sum. I didn't see that price when we built it. But water is definitely going to be a resource that we cannot do without. So there may be a little bit more labor involved, but we'll get it done. Well, that really about does it. I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. You know, I'm thinking I should have like 20 different goals for this year, but one of them, the first one, is really out of my hands. I have to let the creative people do what they do. I can only tell them what I would like to see. I can't do the stuff that they do because it's not easy. The second goal, highly obtainable. It just it's going to take more time and money than what we have at the moment. Going back to number 1, the t-shirt sales and everything would definitely benefit us to fund these projects, because we're not really selling a whole lot other than the pigs, and that takes 7 months. And then number 3, the pecans. That is a full year. We're running up into February 2023, and our goal is to have the pecans in the ground by February 2024. So we do have a little bit over a year, and as soon as this camera gets turned off, that project is getting started. I don't think I have any more room for more goals and more projects to list at the moment. And there's a higher probability that they'll actually get done. You know, we'll meet the end of them and be better off for it too, no doubt about it. You know, both of these things open up a lot of possibilities for us. So I'm super excited. I don't think that's being conveyed to you because that's just who I am. But hopefully you guys are excited. The friends and family watching this, hopefully you guys are excited. And some of the local friends, I will be calling upon you to help out more and more. Thank you all very much for joining us, and I hope this State of the Union has been better than some of the most recent ones we've seen. So again, my name is Mike. This is Fighting Ibis Farms. We appreciate you guys stopping by and supporting us, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you.